3 myths about Amazon FBA being passive. I'm telling you why today. Let's do it. So I intended to record this video when I was snowboarding in the Alps last week. It didn't quite turn out. I was going to get, classic background shots of the snowy mountains, me on holiday, so you can see the dream is alive. But firstly, in the daytime, I was too busy having fun snowboarding. Snowboarded nearly 150 kilometers in 3 days, which was epic. And at the night time, I was too busy trying to recover. No après ski for me. I'm too old for that. I either après or I ski. I can't do both. But anyway, the idea to do this video came in my head as I was preparing to go away, because when I went away, my aim was to do as little work as possible. I went away for 4 days. I had a sort of recovery day where I did pretty much no work. So 5 days in total where I did less than 1 hour of work, but my businesses kept moving forward and I feel thoroughly refreshed because of it. And it made me think about the whole idea of passive income. It's something I suppose I've wanted to address for a while, because there's a lot of people in the Amazon space that talk about how Amazon, selling on Amazon, building a business on Amazon is passive. And I want to suggest to you that is not true. And it's a little bit deceiving to suggest otherwise. But as ever, I'm going to bring it with some positivity. And if you want to be subscribed to a channel that brings you positive, realistic, achievable things for building a business that frees you up to spend more time on what matters most, then consider subscribing by hitting the button below, because that's exactly what this channel is about. Now, you see, when I went on that trip and took a bit of video and stuff, it would be easy for me to kind of take those shots and be like, hey, look at what Amazon makes possible. And whilst that's a portion of the truth, it's certainly not the whole truth, because the only reason I was able to A, take that trip and take other trips like it with the revenue that it produces, but B, actually switch off and enjoy my holiday and spend little time actually building the business over that 5 days, is because of the work that I've already put in. And this is where the myths about Amazon FBA being passive kick in, because the first myth about Amazon FBA being passive is this myth that it's set and forget. And people think that once you set it up, then you can forget about it. And the reality is, once you launch your first product, you set it up, you're not going to want to forget about it, because you're going to want to keep growing the sales for your first product. Once you launch that first product and starting to see some success, you're going to want to do more marketing. And then you're probably going to want to go to more marketplaces. You're going to want to launch more products. Eventually, you may want to launch more brands. And so this is going to take some time, some energy input from you. And there's going to be maintenance. There's going to be customers that need customer service. There's going to be, advertising to run and optimize. There are a bunch of things you'll need to do. So you can't just set and forget. No matter what level you are at in the business, there will still be some involvement for you. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a journey to go on from operator to owner. That's a journey I'm going on myself as I'm building a team, as I'm trying to work less and have more time to do what matters most. But more on that in a moment, because there's a bit of a myth around that as well. But no matter what level you're at, even if you're the owner of the business and the business is generating revenue and profits for you while you work very little in it, successful business owners, astute business owners are still going to be engaged with looking at reports, looking at trends, looking at analytics, training their top level staff and receiving feedback from their top level staff. So no matter what stage you're at, running a business, owning a business is very, very rarely passive. Even owning real estate property that brings you in an income still requires a little bit of effort for you. Even winning the lottery, it still requires you to go out and buy a ticket and contribute to the idiot tax. There's so much that people don't realize that needs to go on when you're running a business. And so for that reason, it's just false information to suggest that Amazon FBA is passive. But let's bring it around a little bit with myth number 2. Myth number 2 is that Amazon does all the work for you. Some people will suggest this, that, hey, you should start this business because you don't need to do any of the work. Jeff and his team of cronies, they're going to do all the work for you. It's going to be amazing. They're going to get all the traffic for you. They're going to ship all your orders for you. You can sit on a beach in Cuba sipping pina coladas. And whilst there's an element of truth in this, it's not the full truth. Now, Amazon FBA is not passive, but what it is leverageable. I don't think that's a word, but work with me. You can leverage the Amazon system to be able to create a business that does give you freedom, but it's certainly not passive. And this is where the nuance is. This is where the line is, that there's people out there spouting this stuff that this is a passive business. You just get to sit back, go on holiday all the time and do nothing. And that's certainly not true. What is true is that you can leverage the Amazon system to be able to create a business that isn't dependent upon you being in an office 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They're going to store your goods, pack your goods, ship your goods. They're going to deal with some of the customer service, not all of it, but they're going to deal with a whole bulk of it, which means that you can have the freedom to work when you want, at times that suit you, in locations that suit you. So there is a whole bunch of freedom to gain for it, but Amazon aren't going to do all the work for you. This business is not the answer to the prayers of the lazy person. No, this is a business that requires you to work hard, but if you're willing to, it's leverageable and it can produce incredible results. And finally, myth number 3 that I want you to kind of get out of your way of thinking is that purpose is passive. People think that if they create a business that's bringing them in income, and then they can go and sit on a beach, or they can travel the world, or they can do whatever they want with their time, and life will be rosy. Let me tell you, there's a lot of people that have achieved that goal, and then they've gone to Timbuktu and realized that there is no purpose in Timbuktu. Now, I'm not saying don't travel the world. I love to travel the world. I'm not saying don't have a nice holiday. Don't enjoy yourself. Don't relax. That's all good and well. But what so many people realize when they get those things is that there is no purpose in passivity. Actually, to be able to do something that you're passionate about, it's active, it's not passive. And so for me, several years ago, there was this transition that I went on from just looking for money-making schemes to make money so that I could do what I wanted to do with my time, actually transitioned where I realized that I could combine income and impact. I could bring them both together and realize that these brands that I was building, they could actually be impactful, make a difference in the world, and there's nothing passive about that because I don't want them to be passive. I want to invest my time whilst I'm here on this planet into things that are going to make a positive difference. And I know as a result of that, I'm going to receive income that is greater than I would do in a job that I wasn't passionate about. And I know it's also going to create for me the flexibility to be able to go snowboarding in the Alps when the opportunity arises, to take time off to spend with my kids, to take time off to give back to society. There are those things that do become possible because all of that, but purpose isn't passive. So I just want to remind you today, in case you've been sold this dream that building a business on Amazon, building a physical products brand, or building any business really is passive, because passive only comes when you put in an absolute crap ton of work to get it there. And even when you get it there, there's still going to be some brain space, there's still going to be analysis, there's still going to be reports you look at in order to be able to move your business forward. I spend varying amounts of hours on the varying businesses I run. One of them I only spend around about an hour a week because we've got a team running that business, but I still give it time, I still give it thought, it still weighs on my mind at times, and so it's not passive. It requires investment from me, but with that investment I get to make a difference. And that's what I want to encourage you towards, and encourage this channel towards. Not just money for money's sake. Money's great, money's a tool, it can help you do great things in life, but there's a purpose and there's a meaning behind it. So don't be fooled, Amazon FBA is not passive income. See any Amazon gurus saying about how this amazing passive income opportunity is out there. Don't believe everything you read in the papers. Realize that there is work involved in this. There is a hustle involved in this. There is great opportunity, but you're going to have to put some work in. One of the things that is going to really help you build a business that does leverage the power of Amazon is making good product research choices. If you choose the right products and create the right offer, then a lot of your marketing is going to be done by the product alone. So it's going to take away a lot of the work you're going to have to do. And if you want to set off on the right foot for choosing the right products to build your business, make sure you watch this video, because I'll teach you something that you really must do before you dive into product research. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to hit that like button, leave me a comment below, let me know what you thought of the video, and also subscribe to the channel for more content coming your way this week. All right, I'll see you in the next one real soon.